Hey YouTube, how is it going today? Well, in this video, I want to do an update on my Nano Dimensions position. Nano Dimensions is pulling back today, so I want to take a look at that chart and let you know if it's something we need to be worried about or not. And then after that, I have some other nice looking charts to show you as well. Now, if you're new to my channel, I have been trading and investing for over 20 years, and in each video I will show you trades that I see setting up right now. So if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing so you don't miss any future trading and investing ideas. And also, if you would like to support the channel and become part of our Patreon community and see what we are buying and selling in real time for a measly $10 a month, that link is in the description. All right, well, before I get into it, if you could do me a small favor and like the smash button for me, help me out with that YouTube algorithm putting all of this together, I would greatly appreciate it. But please remember, I am not a financial advisor, so please do all of your own research before buying any stocks you see in my videos. I'm just trying to show you the best looking chart patterns that I see in the market right now. With all that being said, let's get into this Nano Dimensions daily chart. If you're not aware, I did a video on Nano Dimensions a few days ago because I actually bought this breakout when it was actually going sideways, but we can see today it is actually pulled all the way back to that 8-period exponential moving average, that white line on the chart. And if you're not familiar with my channel, that is when I like to enter positions if I missed the breakout. Now, this breakout kind of went sideways, so it wasn't very far extended. That's why I jumped in a little bit early. But if I hadn't, this would have been the area where I would like to have entered the chart. And it's actually entered the stock, and it's actually not that far above where I got in, or below where I got in. So I'm comfortable with my position right now. But if we look at these two candles just before this down day that we're having today, we can see we had some topping tails, and this kind of tells you when there could be a pullback coming, when a stock starts to take off on a breakout, sells off, and then when it does it again, that's telling you that sellers are coming into the market in this area, and there is a good chance you're going to have a little bit of a reversal. Now this reversal, of course, is not the end of the world, and it's still above that 8-period exponential moving average, at least momentarily. But if we zoom in a little bit, we can see today's volume is on well below average volume. So it's showing you that even though there are sellers coming into the market right now, there isn't an overwhelming amount of them. So I still think that the uptrend has a pretty good chance of continuing higher. I am not going to be adding to my position right now because it's not very far below where I ended up buying some. So I'm just kind of sit tight and see how it reacts around this 8-period exponential moving average. If it turns right back around and starts moving higher, then I'm just going to sit tight. But if it breaks down below this support area right here, that's when I'm going to have to start to get concerned a little bit and figure out whether I want to let it go all the way down to my stop or if I want to get out. Now, I'm probably not going to do anything rash if the stock does break down below this support area, because it is still a nice uptrending pattern. You don't want to get out too early just because you have a line or two on the chart. You want to let that stock, have enough time to move around a little bit and then turn around and get back in your favor if you are down a little bit. But if it starts to break down too much, that's when you want to take your loss. Now, let me get this line off the chart real quick, and let's look at the intraday chart on Nano Dimensions and take a closer look at this pullback. You can see that we were in a pretty nice upward channel, and unfortunately that channel line has been broken. But this is only a 15-minute chart, so just because a 15-minute chart, 15-minute channel has been broken, it doesn't necessarily mean that the overall long-term trend is over. But you can see it's definitely pulling back to this support area where it had all these touches. It's not quite there just yet, but it's getting pretty close. So, like I said before, if I was watching this stock earlier and I hadn't got in, this would be the area that I would love to buy. I'm not going to add to it just yet. I want to see how it reacts around the support area. But if we do get a nice bullish green candle right here, I might have to add to this position because I think it might end up turning around and going higher. But let's get all of this off the chart real quick and go back to the weekly chart. I'm not sure if I went over the weekly chart in my previous video or not, but as we can see by the weekly chart, found support at that 50-period simple moving average, and now it has blasted above the old resistance on the weekly chart right around 830 or so. Even though it's pulling back near it, it's still in a pretty healthy uptrend. So Nano Dimensions is still looking pretty good. I just wanted to give that update on this chart in case any of you guys were worried about today's price action pulling back a little bit. I'm personally not concerned about it. If you guys are thinking that I looked at this technical analysis wrong on Nano Dimensions and you think this pullback is something worth worrying about, let me know down there in the comment section, because I'd love to hear a different point of view. But let's get into some of those other nice looking charts. All right, the first stock that I want to show you is QUIK Logic Corporation, ticker symbol QUIK. And the reason why I want to show you this one first is because I actually took a position in this one today. I'm liking the chart pattern so much that I bought some stock and actually bought around $7.27, and that's exactly where it's trading at the moment. So I am flat on this position as I'm making this video. But I do think that it has a pretty good chance of breaking out, because if we zoom in a little bit, we can see it's holding above that 8-period exponential moving average and going sideways. So I think we are very close to breaking through this resistance area right around $7.45. If we go to the 15-minute chart, back it out all the way, we can get a closer look at this rounded bottom formation. You can see how the lows are definitely putting some pressure on this resistance area, and this breakout looks imminent, so I had to take a position in this one today. And of course, I like to look at the weekly time frame as well. Oops, I went the wrong way. Let me zoom in a little bit, just to make sure that we are in the we are trading in the long-term trend as well, and as we can see, that's definitely happening. It's above that 8-period exponential moving average and starting to hook higher, so the weekly chart is looking good as well. And I actually remember trading this one way back in the day when I first started trading back in the late 90s. Let me see if I can go back to the monthly chart here. Back this thing out, and this thing was a high flyer when it came out. Yep, this thing was, I mean, it's had a reverse split since then. So it wasn't trading at, you know, $600. But man, when this thing first came out, this thing exploded not long after. But they thought that these logic chips were going to be the next big thing. I remember flash memory were, well, I think pretty much all the chips were, and these logic chips were relatively new, and everybody thought that QUIK Logic was going to be a huge company in the future. But you can see that that didn't really materialize. If you go all the way back, if we go all the way forward to present time, you can see the stock went pretty much nowhere. So just because a company has a super bright future doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be going to the moon anytime soon. But I do hope that it goes to the moon like in the next couple of days or couple of weeks. I will be very happy with that. Whoops, zoomed in just a little bit too far on that one. But one of the main reasons why I wanted to take a position in QUIK Logic as well is because some of these semiconductor stocks are looking pretty darn good. I'll just go through a couple of them. HIMX, looking pretty darn strong, making a nice rounded bottom of its own. Looks like it's ready to break out. I think Xilinx was already taking off. Yeah, Xilinx was rounding around as well. I mean, almost all the stocks in the sector that I was looking at were making very bullish formations. Next one is SWKS. This is one I own in my M1 account. Skyworks Solutions making a very nice turnaround after coming down to the 200-period simple moving average. So I'm very happy that this one is turning around. I think AMD is having a pretty good day as well. Yeah, AMD is taking off. I mean, just pretty much all of them are getting stronger. So that's one of the reasons I want to take a position in QUIK. Hopefully QUIK goes up along with these guys. I know QUIK has a little bit lower price stock, but sometimes they will move in unison. But the next one that I wanted to show you was Auto. I've talked about this one a couple times. I haven't bought it just yet, but man, this thing is really starting to round up nicely and break above those moving averages. I talked about it in my previous videos. If it holds above that 200 for several days and starts to go sideways, I'm going to be much more interested. And it looks like the first part of that is definitely happening. If this thing can hold little over $3 a share or more and just continue going sideways, I think this is going to present a great buying opportunity. So AutoWeb is definitely one that is worth keeping on your watch list. Next one I want to show you is I think they're an equipment. Yeah, they are a semiconductor equipment and materials supplier. So Ambarella is making a nice rounded bottom. This one looks like it is ready to explode through that resistance area because You can definitely see it's putting pressure on that resistance, and it is holding above that 8-period exponential moving average. So in my opinion, that breakout should be imminent. And the last one that I wanted to show you was TALO. TALO is a little bit different of a chart pattern. We can see this one is in the oil and gas sector, which of course has been red hot. But if you are needing some more oil and gas or energy in your portfolio, if you've missed a lot of this move up, these stocks have been pulling back lately, and this could be a good opportunity to add some to your portfolio if you want some more energy in your portfolio. But the one that's sticking out to me is Talos Energy Incorporated, ticker symbol TALO, because it is having a decent pullback. It is heading towards that 50-period simple moving average. That's what I would be really interested in buying some of this stock. Not only is it getting towards that moving average, but it's getting towards getting close to this old support area, which this was resistance. Now it's going to be support when it comes down into it, but it's getting pretty darn close. But right around maybe call it 1450 or so, I think TALO will be definitely due for a bounce. That would be a great area to take a position in this stock. Okay everyone, that is all I have for this video, so I'm going to end it right there. But if you have any questions or comments on any of these stocks, or if you have any other ones you want me to take a look at, please leave it down there in the comments section. I will get to them as soon as I can. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching my video all the way to the end, and until next time, take care everybody.